having a business. You gonna have your peaks and valleys and peaks and peaks and peaks and valleys, valleys, valleys. Like, you do not know what it's gonna be like every single day. Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in once again. And as always, I appreciate you for tuning in if you are here now. So today's topic is why I refuse to leave my 9 to 5. Now, we all know I'm an entrepreneur, but I also have a 9 to 5. I've been at my 9 to 5 since 2015, which is crazy. But I've been there since 2015. I don't plan on leaving, and I work very hard to keep my job so I also don't get fired. So I wanted to talk about that today because I get a lot of questions about people that say they're afraid to leave their 9 to 5, or they have that lack of faith to just jump into and be straight an entrepreneur. And I'm here to tell you, baby, you don't have to. You can do both. So at least I choose to do both. This is video not to tell you what to do with your life because I'm not a life coach, but this is just me and my personal opinions as always. So let's get into it. First things first, with not leaving my 9 to 5, my 9 to 5 has really, really, really good insurance, and I don't have to work full time to have that insurance. I am a part-time employee at my 9 to 5, but I still get insurance. I still get a 401k and, all that stuff that comes with a big girl job. I did the math because I wanted to see if it was actually worth staying at my 9 to 5 or just going all in at my business. And what I learned when I did that math is I would actually have to work more in my business than I do now with my 9 to 5 and my business, just to have enough to cover my insurance. And it's not worth the headache. And I need good insurance because I have autoimmune disorder. So good insurance is a non-negotiable because I have very expensive medications and things like that. So insurance was a big, big, big one for me. And because my 9 to 5 doesn't require you to be there 9 to 5 every single day to get the insurance, that was huge for me. Another big thing for me was 401k. Yes, you can save for a 401k at having a business if you are good at saving. The money that I put in my 401k comes out before I even see my paycheck. With me, I am not a good saver. I'm just not. It's never been my thing. No, seriously, I'm just not good at saving. And especially for something so intense, like to save as much as I'm making now to be able to survive whenever I do decide to retire, it just makes more sense to just have that money go into my 401k. I don't have to see it. I don't have to think about it. And my company matches it up to 6%. So not only am I saving myself, but I'm also getting help with them to even grow my 401k. So that's huge for me because I'm not working all my life, baby. At some point, I've been working since I was 16. At some point, I'm up out of there. I'm chilling. My final years, we gonna be out here traveling and all of that. My 401k is what actually helped me start my business, maintain my business, and also get my first home because I was able to borrow from it. That's the beauty about a 401k because you can borrow from it and you pay yourself back, but I'm paying myself interest. That's another video for another day, but literally, like, I've borrowed from my 401k, put the money back, borrow, put it back, and I'm still saving, and I'm also paying me interest, so I'm saving even more over time versus paying interest to a bigger bank that I'll never reap the benefits from. So 401k, insurance, big, big, big. And the good thing is with my 9 to 5, I literally work Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday morning. So I literally have all day Sunday, all day Monday, all day Wednesday, and most of the day Saturday, because Saturday we're only there till like 12. So, and I work 7 days a week, but like some days are shorter than others, and I don't work every Sunday or every weekend. So I like to have balance in my life. I don't like doing the same thing every single day anyway. The next reason for me as to why I refuse to leave my 9 to 5 as well as being an entrepreneur is job security. And I say job security to an extent. And what I mean by that, during COVID, all beauty salons in North Carolina had to shut down. I think it was like for 3 months. If that was all I was doing at that time, I was going to be in bad shape because I rent a suite inside of a larger building. And during that time, the owner locked the suites up because nobody could be in there. So, and I tattoo and things like that. So I wasn't doing that outside the home. And honestly, it wasn't worth the risk of me getting in trouble by violating laws. Not judging anybody that had to do it, because we got to do what we got to do. Life didn't stop for nobody out here. So if that's what you did, more power to you. I'm proud of you, Queen. But for me, it wasn't worth the risk. So at that time, luckily, I was able to pick up more hours at my 9 to 5 that I'm still at now. And that's what I mean by job security. But we all know at any given moment, a job can fire you, especially in North Carolina. But I mean job security in things as far as pandemic wise, where I didn't have a choice but to close my business. People weren't coming. It was close contact. That was a scary time for a lot of people and a lot of artists. So at that time, I was lucky enough to have a 9 to 5 to fall back on. So I don't mean that I'm not afraid of being fired, but I do everything that I can to control me and me being not fired. Now, company decides to do layoffs, knock on wood, company decides to do layoffs, I can't control that. And I will still go try to find another 9 to 5 just for, again, insurance, 401ks, things like that. Also, with my 9 to 5 was considered an essential business. So even though some businesses had to close, mine was an essential business. So that was a major wake up call for me to, like, baby, you can't never leave, because what if something like this happens again? You never know. Life is unpredictable. So now that I am fully aware that a global pandemic can't close my job, yeah, I'm good. I'm staying where I'm at. I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with having my business. Like, you can do both, sis. I promise you. And bro, you can do both. It's okay. Ain't no shame. As an entrepreneur and as a 9 to 5er, I feel like it's important for me to do both because it prevents me from being burnt out from either or. The reason why I say that is because when I was just doing my 9 to 5, I felt like my life was repetitive. Get up at 8, be at work at 8:30, work 9 to 5, pick up my daughter, figure out what's for dinner, get her to sleep by this time so I can be asleep by this time, wake up and do it all again. I didn't like that. Like, I like the flexibility of making my own schedule, switching it up. Like, having something to do every opposite day is great to me, because my 9 to 5, working with customers, gets very agitating sometimes, especially if they're every day. But also dealing with clients that don't want to listen, that can also get aggravating. So for me, it's about balance. I like balance in my life. I have to get dressed up nice one day. I can be chill the next day. It just gives me a variety. And then, like, today, it's a Monday. I don't have clients till 2. I don't have clients till 2. So now I woke up, I worked out. I'm recording this video, you know. I'm gonna be able to do my meal prep. But then I also still go do my clients later. So I like the variety. I like having a different routine every single day. I don't want to do the same thing every day. That's just me. If you're a person that likes routine, do you too. So it's about what works for you. But I'm making this video specifically for people who have 9 to 5s or who want to be entrepreneurs, but they don't want to know, they don't know if they can balance the two. You can. You got to figure out what works for you. And you can even ask your employer, is it possible for me to cut back my hours and still keep my benefits? So there's opportunity to do both. Don't let society put you in this box like you have to do 9 to 5, you have to do entrepreneur. You can do it. You can have it all. It's your life. You don't have to live for anybody else. If you're maintaining your lifestyle and by doing both, do it. If you feel like you need to be just a straight 9 to 5er, do it. Like, entrepreneurship isn't for everybody, but 9 to 5 life isn't for everybody. I think both is for me. So that's why I choose to do both. Next thing, I do tend to get lonely in my suite. So I rent a suite in a building with other people. We talk a little bit. Like, I do have other people in other suites that I talk to, but our schedules are different, so they might not be there all the time. So it does get lonely, especially, like, normally I work all day on Mondays. Most beauty salons and things like that are closed on Monday, but I work on Mondays because I know my 9 to 5, I'm going to be there the next day. So it does get kind of lonely because I'll see 4 or 5 clients in a day, and that will be it. I won't have any interaction all day long, especially if it's like a Sunday or Monday when nobody else is there. So for me, I'm a person, like, not all the time, but I do like to be around people, have people to talk to, like, have that coworker relationship bond, because I do get along really well with my coworkers at my 9 to 5. So it's less lonely when you have that balance between being in your shop and being with coworkers. Now, granted, I could go work at a shop or in a salon with other people, but I don't want to do that. I love having my own suite. I come and go as I please. I only have to clean up after me. I only have to worry about somebody messing up my stuff. It's my space. I have my own key. It's just my space. So I would never work in a shop. Well, I'll never say never because life be lifing, but that's not my goal. I don't want to have a shop that I have other employees. I don't want to work in a shop with other coworkers. I just like being in my own space, my own zen, in my own suite. If you feel like you have your 9 to 5 and that's the reason why because you're less lonely, totally get it. Because being on your own does get lonely, but that's why I have balance. Because some days my coworkers aggravate me too, so I need that balance away from them. I like having a break from the loneliness, a break from my coworkers. So balance, baby. Another big thing about 9 to 5 versus entrepreneurship is consistent income. When you have your 9 to 5, you know you're going to work your 20 to 40 hours a week. You know you get this much an hour. You know pretty much what's coming out in taxes and insurance and all of that. So you know what your check is going to be bi-weekly, weekly, monthly. You already have that idea. It's consistent. It looks good on paper. It looks good for if you want to buy a house, if you want to do a rental application, you want to buy a car. It just looks good on paper. Having a business, you gonna have your peaks and valleys and peaks and peaks and peaks and valleys, valleys, valleys. Like you do not know what it's gonna be like every single day. Some people do because they have that cloud. They put out consistent work. They put out consistent reels. They're just consistent. They're popular. But for other people, especially such as myself, I'm not that popular. I'm very, very introverted. Even in my business, like I try to do reels, but sometimes it's just like cringe city and I don't post them. But your 9 to 5 is consistent. You already know what time it is. You know what your check. You know how to plan your bills accordingly. That's why I like the consistent paycheck because my 9 to 5 not only does it give me insurance, it pays my mortgage. And baby, we need a place to stay. Me and my daughter, no. I know for a fact my mortgage is gonna get paid every single time. Now these other bills, you know, nah, they get paid on time too. I'm just playing. But for some entrepreneurs, that reality is like you may not know how your next bill is getting paid because you've had a very slow month or you've had a very slow 2 months. And then the next 2 months, you're like, oh, bet, like I'm making bank right now. That's the reality of having your own business. Every day and every month is not going to be sunshines and rainbows. Like you are not going to always be raking in the dough. Every business has its slow moments. Just like at your job, that you're working, you may have slow days, you may have busy days. It's like that across the board. That's why some people cling to that 9 to 5. And y'all people, I understand because that's a big reason why I'm not leaving because I know my 9 to 5 is going to pay my mortgage, period. And me having that peace of mind that me and my daughter are going to have somewhere to sleep at night, safe with each other, that's more important than anything else. We need a safe place for us to be. She needs a place that she can grow up in, and my 9 to 5 gives me that. But then my business also gives me all my other bills, our trips and things like that. So you have the balance, and I can control how much money I make at my business versus my 9 to 5. Especially these days, businesses are not coming up off of overtime. At my 9 to 5, if we get close, they be like, yeah, we're gonna have to, you can go ahead and leave. I'm gonna need you to head out because you're hitting too much overtime. So that's just a reality. So you can't really control if you make more at your 9 to 5 unless you're based off of like sales or something like that. My job is not sales based. It's cut dry to the point. This is what you're doing. This is your money. This is how you're getting it. Like, period. Some people, yes, you can't control. Like, I can't think. But you know, if you're sales based, stuff like that, and you get bonuses and things like that, then you can control it. But for most of us 9 to 5ers, you're not controlling what you make. And that's what I mean by consistent income with your 9 to 5. Another thing with consistent income, like I mentioned before, lenders and creditors and apartment complexes, things like that, they want to see consistency. Whenever I bought my house, I had to explain why one month I had 5K and the next month it was only 2K. Like, my consistent income from my 9 to 5 is what helped me push me over that hump to get my house, because it's really it's not impossible. Let me tell you that much. If you're a full-time entrepreneur, it is not impossible to buy your home, buy your car, get a rental property. All of that is not impossible. It is a lot more challenging. You have more paperwork, more everything to come up with. Even when I was buying my house, I was like, I almost wanted to be like, you know what? Forget the business income. I don't care. I don't want to provide y'all not none other paper. Just use my income from my 9 to 5. But having that income from my 9 to 5 and my business, it was worth it because I was able to get what I wanted as far as my home goes. So, but it is a lot easier to just take them pay stubs and show that consistent income, and you don't have to explain this, and this expense and all of that. So there's plus and minuses on both sides. And also, don't forget that 401k definitely helped me with my down payment. So, not even gonna hold you, because again, me saving, I told y'all that earlier, me and saving just not the best saver, but that's okay. I know that. That's why I have other things set in place from my 9 to 5 that help me with that. So, that's how I was able to have my down payment, closing costs, and all of that, because I was able to borrow from my 401k. And not only that, the interest that I'm paying back on my 401k is going right back to me. Boss moves, baby. So I know this video was quick, you guys, but just to recap, this video was about why, even though I have my own business, I will do my best to never leave my 9 to 5. And just to recap, the main reasons for me were the insurance and the 401k. The benefits are impeccable, and I don't have to break my back to receive those benefits. The next thing is job security. To an extent, of course, during a global pandemic, my job was able to stay open as an essential business. So even though I had to close my own personal business because it was not essential, I was still able to work my 9 to 5 and still have income coming in. So that is a huge thing for me, is job security. I need consistent income. Number 3, by having my 9 to 5 and also being an entrepreneur, it prevents burnout on both ends. I'm able to have flexibility with my scheduling. I can come and go as I want with my business. Even though at my 9 to 5, I'm there all day, 9 to 5, but I'm not there every single day. So I like the flexibility because I don't get burnt out from either place. Next thing is, it's less lonely, because sometimes being a business owner does get really lonely, especially if people don't understand your hustle, your grind, and especially if you're in a place like in a suite like me, how I am by myself. So it is less lonely because you do have your coworkers, but you also get an opportunity to have a break from your coworkers if they start to get on your nerves. And lastly, it's the consistent income for me at my 9 to 5, because it does pay bills that aren't going nowhere, and very important bills that I can't risk by having a slow day at my business. So that's pretty much it. I know it was quick, like I said, but I really and truthfully hope you guys learned something, learned a little bit more about me. If you are teetering between staying at your 9 to 5 or jumping out on faith and doing your business full time, you don't have to. Totally do what works best for you. And if that means doing both, do both. It doesn't make you any less an entrepreneur because you have a 9 to 5. If anything, it makes you a smarter one. It's okay to do both. I'm here to tell you, I do both, and I have a successful business, and I do have my 9 to 5, which I'm also successful at. Don't be ashamed. It's your life. You have to do what makes sense and the most sense for you. And if that means staying at your 9 to 5, even if it's part-time and doing your business, do that. If it's saying like be mainly at your 9 to 5 and do a little bit for your business, like just to make extra side change, do that too. Ain't nobody out here paying your bills but you, and you got to do what you got to do. People are out here depending on you, even if it's yourself, your kids, your family. Put your happiness first. And if being happy means you do both, do that. It's okay, because I'm not judging. And if somebody judge you, okay, you get into the money, you doing what you got to do, and that's on, period. So, yeah. Any comments, any questions, you already know, drop them in the comments. If there's any video ideas y'all have for me, any more questions, any follow-up to this video, definitely let me know. I'm game for it all. And always, please subscribe, please share, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.